Good afternoon, everyone. I like that, particularly, yes, I like that. Particularly I was going to say particularly from Ryan, that was very sweet. What a momentous occasion. I'm extremely excited about today and what I might do with this baton a little later. And it's just so terrific to have captains here, members of Ryan's cabinet, coaches, friends, and I'm just thrilled that this day has come and that we have such a terrific person coming into the Big Red family. And my comments are brief because the president will provide a more formal welcome, but I'm so thrilled to see everyone. I appreciate the many captains being here, so many coaches, and I'm looking forward to the future. The best is yet to come. So President Pollock, you're on.
Thank you, Andy. It really is exciting. I am just thrilled to be here. Thrilled to welcome Dr. Nicki Moore, who is our next Cornell Athletics Director. Can we give her a round of applause? And she brought along a couple of future, I guess I'll refer to them as Ithaca residents, her husband Bill and her son Ian. Let's welcome them as well. Ian, I hear, runs cross country. Where's our cross country coach? Is he here? Right there. There you go. So keep an eye on this one. They also have 3 older sons, and we are looking forward to have them visit us once Nicki takes up her new position in January. And we are also joined today by Nicki's father, Richard Weber, who we need to get you a Cornell Athletics dad cap, I think. But let's welcome him also. Cornell athletics and Cornell physical education are really a vital part of this university. They build leadership, they build wellness, that's so important to our students today. They build camaraderie for generations of Cornellians. Everyone in this room knows we have 37 Division I sports. This is the 4th largest portfolio in the nation. And I think also importantly, and I discussed this with Nicki when she visited, we have an incredibly broad range of recreation programs, physical and outdoor education programs, everything from aquatics to wilderness medicine, in fact, and everything in between. And Nicki is going to be leading all of these programs, and she's an incredible choice to do that. She comes here with experience in NCAA Division I varsity athletics, club sports, intramural and recreation programs, outdoor ed and physical education, and a deep commitment to student wellness, both mental and physical. She holds a PhD in counseling psychology, and she's looking forward to the opportunity to elevate our varsity sports and to help foster the wellness of every student on campus through the full range of our programs, both programs that exist now and programs that we'll build and implement in the future. She's currently, as I think everyone knows, the Vice President and Director of Athletics at Colgate University. She didn't learn that the weather in upstate New York is not something you want to stick around for. She previously held leadership positions in athletics at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, and at the University of Oklahoma. As I mentioned, I met with Nicki during the interviews, and I have to say we clicked immediately. It was just completely clear to me that she would be a perfect fit for Cornell. In fact, I ran down the hall to Ryan's office and said, hire this one. And he did. So we're just delighted that she's chosen to make the move down the street, so to speak, from Central New York to Central New York, and we welcome her here as our first ever female athletic director, fittingly in the same year as we celebrate 50 years of Title IX. I also have to say the fact that she's taking over such a broad and strong program here at Cornell is due in large measure to our outgoing athletic director, Andy Noel. He took over as director of athletics in 1999, and he has since led the Big Red to 105 Ivy League titles and 35 national champions. Andy, thank you for what are literally decades of service. well everybody listens to you, right? Just like they listen to me. Really, it's a great day. Nicki, welcome. Let me turn things over to Ryan.
Thank you, President Pollock, and thank you, everyone, for being here. Good afternoon. It's so great to be in your company, and especially a warm welcome to the newest members of the Cornell family. We're really delighted to have you here. Today is a great day for the Big Red. It's an exciting day for the Big Red. We're thrilled to be here. But let me first say, as the President just did, what a daunting task it was to think about filling the shoes of Andy Noel. Andy, you will forever have our gratitude for your incredible service to this institution. A little tidbit you may not know, Andy was on the search committee that brought me here, and he made it well known to me that he started his work at Cornell the year that I was born. I will note that he left Cornell for a little bit and came back, so it doesn't line up perfectly. I would like to be the age of his exact years of service, not quite. So thank you again, Andy. As you all know, the AD job at Cornell is an enormous one. As I was talking to folks before we launched this search, all kinds of terms came up, but the one that kept coming up was unicorn, because it's so difficult, it's so broad. The sheer breadth of the department, to the impact it has on every single Cornellian, to the number of stakeholders it has, both internal and external, and all of the very, very passionate fans of the Big Red who are eager to help us along the way. Nicki and her family will get a little sense of that passion firsthand tonight in Lina, which we're really excited about. Don't tell them about the fish thing yet. With all of this in mind, we had to be really thoughtful as we embarked upon the search process. So we assembled a committee of students, faculty, department staff, and university senior leadership, many of whom are here today, and had support from a national search firm. We launched the search at the start of this fall in September, and our committee worked diligently for the past 4 months to review and interview potential candidates for this critical position. We had an incredible depth and breadth of candidates with a variety of backgrounds and roles and from a range of institutions. Turns out there's a lot of Cornell fans out there. It's a good problem to have. And although there were many outstanding candidates, in the end, one person emerged at the top, and that's the person we're here to introduce today, Dr. Nicki Moore. Now, you've learned both in our written announcement and from President Pollock just a little bit, some about Nicki's experience. So I'm going to focus just a bit about why we think she's the perfect person to lead the Big Red in this next chapter. First up is her intelligence. One of the most common themes I heard from those who have worked with Nicki is that she is the smartest athletic administrator they've ever met. And everyone she spoke to was also immediately struck by her level of emotional intelligence and her ability to connect to the many stakeholders with which she will engage. Nicki has a deep commitment to the student-athlete experience. She clearly recognizes that at the end of the day, all of us who work in higher education on a college campus are fundamentally educators. We know that she will make sure the department and our staff are keenly focused on their role in shaping a transformative and healthy student experience, and that she will connect directly and intentionally with student athletes. She is a natural collaborator and a great colleague. No individual can be successful on their own, and to a person, those who have worked with Nicki talk about what a great partner she is and how much they appreciate her transparency, her openness, and her steadfast commitment to always doing the right thing. She is deeply committed to the development of her staff and to the coaches, to helping them grow and to providing them with the right tools to put them in the best position to be successful in their roles. And as you know, she does come with an awful lot of great experience too. She's worked at 2 Power 5 conferences, and most recently in the Patriot League. That makes her home with the scholar-athlete model that we cherish so much here at Cornell, while also striving to achieve competitive excellence in every arena. As a vice president, she was responsible for a comprehensive division that included recreation, physical education, outdoor education, intramurals, and club sports, among others. She's championed resources to support the well-being of student athletes, fundraised for new and improved facilities, generated campus-wide support and awareness of the student-athlete experience, developed strategic plans, hired many coaches, and supervised numerous sports. And finally, she's been involved in a substantial amount of winning and championships. Friends and colleagues, I am delighted to introduce Nicki Moore as the next Meakem Smith Director of Athletics and Physical Education. Let's give her a big red welcome.
Thank you so Thank you so very much. What a pleasure it is to be here. Thank you, Andy, President Pollack, and Vice President Lombardi for this generous introduction. Ian might be able to correct you on a few of those measures, but I will endeavor each day that I spend on this beautiful campus to live up to the standards that you just described and to aim ever higher as we pursue winning together. A special thanks to all of the staff who have worked so hard. Where's Melanie? Others. There, yes. So many others who have worked so hard to pull all of this together and to make my family and myself feel so very welcome here. Friends and Big Red family, I stand before you all here today, grateful for the opportunity to lead your athletics and physical education department. Inspired by those who have come before me here, who founded and have maintained this prestigious university, and eager to get to work to make Cornell Big Red physical education even stronger, even more prominent, and even better positioned to become a community passionately focused on the shared goal of winning in competition, in the classroom, in the community, and in life. I'm here today in part because of the privilege that I have had to spend the last 4.5 years as the Vice President and Director of Athletics at Colgate University. It has been an incredible experience that has shaped me in profound ways as a leader. It's brought me wonderful, creative, driven people who have deeply enriched my life, from the student athletes, the coaches, and the staff, especially my senior staff at Colgate, and to President Casey, the cabinet, and the board and alumni. Thank you, Colgate. Though I thank you today, I vow, as I know you do too, to become even more committed competitors when we meet down the road. I am also here today in part because of the courageous leaders who have come before me and have made it possible to make a hire such as mine, the first woman athletics director for Cornell, joining 4 other Ivy League athletics directors, Grace, Vicky, Aaron, and Alana, and a commissioner, Robin, all women. Mike, Peter, John, I look forward to working with you too. Going back further, in 1900, Ellen Canfield became Cornell's first woman physical training instructor. She was followed in 1920 by Dorothy Bateman and in 1960 by Martha Arnett, all fierce advocates for women's sports at Cornell. And I'm very proud to be named as Cornell's first woman athletics director during this 50th anniversary of Title IX and the 50th anniversary of Cornell women's athletics. And I suspect that Ellen, Dorothy, and Martha would be proud of the step that Cornell has taken that is closely aligned with the founder's vision to make this kind of hire. And I hope that as Cornell student athletes, staff, and coaches get to know me and experience me as a leader, that they too will be inspired to become leaders of their own teams in their own fields of studies in their lives beyond Cornell. I know how fortunate that we all are to be in a place that's committed to true excellence in both academics and athletics, where students can experience competitive and developmental success through Cornell's robust Division I athletics program, recreation programs, and physical and outdoor education programs, and where our students can pursue all of their aspirations at the highest level. And that includes winning championships. Because at the end of the day, that's what I've been brought here to do, to assume the leadership responsibilities that Andy has so faithfully stewarded for over 20 years. And it's my responsibility to do everything in my power to elevate Cornell athletics and physical education programs to levels that our current and future student athletes dream about and that inspire our students, our community, and our alumni to engage, to celebrate, and to invest. And to establish Cornell as a place where the most talented academically and athletically students in the world, as well as coaches, staff, and administrators, dream of being. To make this their first choice. Yes, because Cornell's academics are so renowned, but also because they trust they will belong to a team and to a department that will compete with pride and passion in every event, in every sport, in every season. Because they know that they can explore their own boundaries and change their own lives and the lives of others, not only through their stellar academic experience, but also through their sport. Because they believe they will be surrounded and mentored by coaches, staff, and administrators, and faculty who themselves are committed to winning in competition, in classroom, in the community, and in life. You may have noticed that I kind of like winning. And so for a moment, let's talk about why winning matters. When we are committed to winning, we begin to see that every day is a privilege, not an entitlement. That each day is a gift and an opportunity to get better. Understanding this privilege generates deep gratitude for every day, the talents that we have been given, and for the people who are helping us along the way. Gratitude leads us to dare mightily and develop resilience. For sometimes when we strive mightily, we're going to lose. Yet, gratitude and resilience will drive us, nevertheless, to aim higher. And as we strive toward greater challenges with gratitude, we will realize that to truly win, we can't do it alone. So we learn to lead with love, bringing others alongside us to join us in the journey. So when we commit to winning, embrace the privilege of life, live with gratitude, develop resilience, aim ever higher, and lead with love, we will have the very best chance to honor the gift of our lives and to do the greatest good. But perhaps the most important aspect of being a winner is what it confers to others. The take-home message for others when they see us winning is that if we can do it, they can too. Each win we create is a direct confirmation to them that having a successful, productive, and meaningful life is possible when the correct steps to achieve goals are taken on a timely basis and with full conviction. I believe deeply in the power of sport. For everyone at the varsity level and at the recreational level as a way to extend, enrich, and expand people's lives and the higher education experience. Sport and recreation can transcend the mundane, sometimes mundane, everyday life, and uplift, motivate, and inspire. Sport can gather and unite communities, whether that community is the campus at large or a noon hoops crew. You do have a noon hoops crew. Okay, great. Whether it's the city of Ithaca or if it's a Greek life flag football team. Whether it's the pep band or an outdoor education climbing group. Or if it's our 1,300 varsity student athletes together, or any one of those 37 varsity programs. When I think of the highlight reel of my own life, which began humbly in the tight-knit community of Memphis, Missouri, population 2,000, not the other Memphis that you're thinking about. So many of those moments have included competing on teams, forming relationships that have lasted a lifetime. Long after the high of a victory or the devastation of a defeat wears off. And I have continued in my professional life to operate on incredible teams, and I know the power of community. I'm a collaborator, and I believe in that the minds and the talents of a diverse group of people and bringing diverse perspectives joined together is a powerful competitive advantage. At the same time, I know that the buck stops with me. I couldn't be happier for the opportunity to lead in this moment when there is so much great potential for competitive and developmental success within the people and the programs here at Cornell. The goal that is this collaborative team approach is centered around our top priorities. to build a healthy, inclusive community, to lead with love, and to win with integrity. And winning is what we'll do. I look forward to working with Vice President Lombardi, the Student and Campus Life team, with our staff, our coaches, our student athletes, to take Cornell athletics to a new level, winning in the Ivy League, the ECAC, the NCAA, and on all of the national and international stages upon which our student athletes compete. We will do this by matching the standard of excellence in athletics that has long been established by Cornell University. Specifically, we'll conduct a thorough assessment of the current state of our programs and clarify our core purposes regarding what is the purpose for Cornell athletics to advance Cornell University, and develop a strategic plan to work collaboratively with a shared understanding of where we are and what we dream to become. With a genuine commitment to academic achievement and athletic success, we will recruit and develop exceptional students and athletic staff, and we will invite our alumni and friends to join in the journey by sharing their enthusiasm, their talents, and their resources, which will fuel our plan. 3, we will work collaboratively and strategically to provide support and gather new resources for our students, our coaches and staff, to enable their focused pursuit of their highest aspirations. And we will build physical spaces and an inclusive culture, inspiring community engagement, personal well-being, and a winning mindset, delivering championship experiences. So now, this is not going to be an easy job for any of us. We know that now, more than ever, student athletes and students on our campuses face life challenges the likes of which we have never seen. Mental health challenges that were exacerbated by the pandemic. Existential crises, including climate change, social justice issues, and a tremendously polarized political environment. Not to mention the constant and very public pressure to perform in the classroom, in their personal lives, and in their competitive arenas. But there is good news. I am convinced that Cornell students could not be in a better place. As they are learning and developing into the future leaders of our communities, our country, and the world, they have our core values upon which to rely. Indeed, through free and open inquiry and expression, exploration across boundaries, engagement in our community, and respect for the natural environment, Cornell and the Big Red family is equipped and ready to help them develop into healthy, engaged citizen leaders who can be catalysts for positive change in their communities, both during their time here at Cornell and then for the rest of their lives. So we have a tremendous opportunity to strengthen the impact of our alumni community as well, the impact that our alumni can have in advancing the interests of the university and the athletics department. And it will be part of my mission to revitalize and energize our alumni network such that you can all lean in to the vital role that you have both in Cornell's past and in our future. In the past 48 hours since this announcement was made, I have heard from friends and colleagues who are part of the Big Red Alumni Network, and I've gotten to speak to a few of the Cornell Big Red legends, and I have been so heartened to see and hear phrases that seem to be pointing to our unique strengths, that seem to include, and I'm sure I'll learn more of them soon, but one is the feeling of family in a place that is home. One said, "Those of us who have Cornell degrees are thrilled to welcome you to the Big Red family." Jamie Reynolds said, "You can see the family feeling being echoed through the generations of Big Red athletes and across all sports." Ryan Whitman said, "The biggest theme for me was family. From the teammates we had, the coaches we had, the fact that Ithaca is fairly remote and everyone was in it together, in parens, that was a good thing. And the support from the community, all of that made it a home away from home." Secondly, a great deal of pride and a drive to win. One alum said, "As a proud Cornellian, I am thrilled you will be a part of our community." Ed Marinero said, "Nothing bad comes from winning." Winning unites a campus. And we are doing an injustice if we don't do everything possible to give our student athletes the best opportunity to win. Third, a place that changes lives. A dear friend of mine noted, "You now have access to the most brilliant minds in the world. You can change the world from there. You truly can." Carrie Hills said, "Hands down, the people make the Cornell experience so special." As a player, my teammates were incredible, loyal, hardworking, supportive, passionate, and fun, and they continue to be some of the best friends today, even after all these years. Cornell is a lifelong experience. And finally, another said, "I can tell you that the place changes lives." I mentioned the highlight reel of my own life a few moments ago, and a huge part of it, of course, is my family. I'm so proud to introduce them to you today. My husband, Dr. Bill Moore, is a sport and performance psychology consultant, a brilliant coach, a devoted dad, and he keeps our family laughing, learning, and loving, and mostly showing up on time. He's up against a hard battle there. Our youngest son, Ian, is an 8th grader who is currently exploring his talents as a musician. He's a percussionist and a pianist, and he's also a Magic the Gathering player, for any of you out there who are doing that. Ian is one of the most delightful souls I have ever encountered, and I'm so glad he made the ultimate sacrifice to miss a day of school to be here today. Our 3 eldest sons, my stepsons, Brennan, Tyler, and Cullen, are all tremendously successful in their own rights. Brennan is a leader in software engineering startups, improving outcomes for people in underserved communities, and he lives in Brooklyn. Tyler is a former Army Special Forces medic. He's noted the ornithology lab here. Super excited about that. And he's now a physician's assistant who is living in Wilmington, North Carolina. And Cullen, whose birthday it is today, recently earned his Doctor of Nursing practice in anesthesia and is a newly certified nurse anesthetist working in Raleigh, North Carolina. The older boy's mom, Jane, along with Bill and I, very well may be the luckiest parents alive. I'm also so happy and grateful to have my dad here today. Judge E. Richard Weber is seated over here and is a recently retired federal district judge for the Eastern District of Missouri in St. Louis. And he has been my biggest fan and supporter for as long as I can remember. Thank you, Dad. Of course, he had good training from my mom, Peggy, who we lost in 2009 to a long battle with breast cancer. Judge Weber frequently tells the story, some of the search committee members heard this, that my mom didn't believe in equal rights for women. Like you, most people, especially those who know that he has 2 relatively competitive daughters, sort of raise their eyebrows, perplexed, and then he continues to say, she actually believed in total domination by women. So I know that she would be very proud today, and she's never far from my thoughts. I would be remiss if I did not mention and give a word of thanks to my sister. She's amazing. She's much older, 3 years, Erin. And she is the president and managing director of Littler Mendelson, and an international law firm with some 1,600 lawyers around the world. For the runners in the room, any runners in the room? A few runners in the room. Okay. For the runners in the room, you'll understand that for my entire life, Erin has been my rabbit. She's been my safety net, my chief encourager, and my lifelong best friend. Were she not at The Hague in the Netherlands today, she probably would have been here today, and I can't wait for you all to meet her. And one of the great blessings of my life is to have always had a supportive family, and one of my greatest hopes is to bring the lessons learned therein here with me to Cornell to ensure that all of our students can experience a supportive family environment while they are here during their 4 years. My family and I are honored and so happy to be a part of the Big Red family. We look forward to many years of teamwork and working with each of you to build a winning community that establishes Cornell athletics and physical education as a foundational part of life of everyone who is lucky to be a part of it. So thank you very much. I can't wait to meet all of you and get to work.
Congratulations, Nicki and family. We're so delighted to have you as a part of our family now, and look forward to many successful years ahead. This will conclude the formal part of the program. We'll be sticking around a little bit so that Nicki can talk with any media and do any pictures, anything like that, but I do invite everyone to join us at the Regent Lounge at 2 o'clock, where we'll be having some reception and fun and opportunity to chat with each other a little bit more. So with that in mind, I hope you all have a great day. Thank you for coming out, and go Big Red.